Chair thanks the gentleman and now recognizes Ms. Jensen, 5 minutes for an opening statement.
My name is Nancy Jensen. My name is Nancy Jensen, and I'm the author of The Girl Who Cried Wolf, which tells the story of my lived experience as a person with mental illness and a survivor of the terrible place called Kaufman House in Newton, Kansas. The story of Kaufman House vividly shows why parts of this bill destroying the funding and effectiveness of PAMI and recovery programs must be removed. This bill slashes funding for PAMI's program and takes away their ability to combat evil and protects the rights of people with mental illness, including the right to choose their treatment. If this bill is law, the Kaufman House would still be terrorizing, abusing, and enslaving people with mental illness. As a former resident, I know how terrible Kaufman House was. They called what they were doing therapy. It was not therapy, it was sexual and emotional abuse. The Kaufman forced their so-called patients to be nude and do bizarre acts, sex acts, while they videotaped it. I was forced to be naked, to sleep on a filthy floor, and use a bucket for a toilet. I was degraded and told I should never get married, never have a child, never join a church, and that I would never get a job. Well, as a proudly married mother with both faith in God and a job, I proved Kaufman wrong. The PAMI program shut down this house of horrors where no one else would or could. The PAMI program freed my friends and helped get us justice. I was the first former resident to tell the state about the evil. 11 other Kansans made reports after me, but the state did absolutely nothing. How did PAMI program shut down Kaufman House when the state adult protective services could not? Well, first, the PAMI Act gives protection and advocacy agencies powers and independence to gain access in places like Kaufman House to investigate and shut them down. Without court order, the APS was turned away. Second, PAMI program provided the P&A enough funding so that it could properly investigate the Kaufmans, and PAMI freed us and got us the right treatment and then pressed for policy changes. Third, and perhaps the most important, with PAMI, the victim is the client. The client is in charge. With the APS, they serve the interests of the provider and the state. Long story short, thanks to PAMI and its special powers and fundings, the Kaufman House was shut down, and we obtained the right type of treatment. And Arlen and Linda Kaufman was found guilty over 60 charges. The Kaufmans are in prison today, and I'm here testifying. How cool is that? This bill also takes away the PAMI program's ability to educate policymakers. The PAMI program worked with me as a survivor to change policy so future Kaufman houses can never happen again. Licenses are now required, guardianship laws are fixed, and now there's an abuse and neglect unit was started. PAMI does not just help victims of abuse. This bill makes it harder for people with mental illness to find housing, employment, and education. It prevents individuals with mental illness from receiving the treatment they choose. Another important lesson from Kaufman House is the need of recovery programs, like Alternatives Conference. You must have recovery programs to have recovery. Finally, I believe this bill is misnamed. The Helping Families in Mental Health Crisis Act. Well, I want to respectfully point out to the subcommittee that the focus needs to be on helping the individual with mental illness and crisis and through recovery. Yeah, families are really important support, but the focus needs to be on the person and their recovery. Thank you.